Hey guys, I do not know if we are live. I guess I will refresh. Still under a very antiquated system, if you will. And it looks like we are live, so good. I don't actually have my iPad with me right now. Going to go ahead. We are live. A little early. I'm going to see, sorry, just give me a moment to set things up. I guess I will. So it does look like I'm live. But where is this situation? And can I see the? Yeah, I can see the pad. So we are live. Thank you, Fu Si Sus. We are definitely live. Let's hear the latest. I'm ready to take it away, Lus. Yes, we're live, and wow, it's been 2 years. I've covered Anthony for a very long time. I don't think people really get how long I've covered Anthony for. I mean, it is a long time, and this is probably the end of. Obviously, we are gonna cover him a little bit more, I would say, but probably not that much more as we go a different direction in the video. But yeah, I mean, he's going to jail. He's probably going to go to jail, and this is, I mean, it's very bad. It's very bad. We're going to talk about what I think will happen to him. I know there's a little delay. Yeah, it's the end of an era, really, in my channel. But I want you guys to know that I was here from the very beginning to the very end. So I'm not somebody who just started covering Anthony. I am not somebody who is, just picked up Anthony out of nowhere. I've been following this guy for so many years. As we're gonna look at all the Anthony videos, then we'll talk about the legality and the legal ramifications. But I've made probably over, if I had to guess, probably over 800 videos on Anthony. I mean, I'm making 2 videos, maybe more. If you think about it, 2 years times 350. Thank you, Michaela. I hope that's your name. If you think about it, I've been making videos about Anthony, let's say 700 days. If I'm making 2 videos a day, that's 1,400 videos about this guy. I know Anthony better than Anthony knows himself, is what I'm gonna go ahead and say, right? Yeah, thank you, Huck. I know Huck is in the comments, and I recognize, I've been doing this so long, I recognize some of the names here, and that's pretty crazy. But you can see, Anthony calls out his top 4, and I'm number 1 on his list. Yeah, Paris, Pat, we're gonna talk about Roman Sharf and Grand Caliber, especially Roman Sharf. And Darby and Liz. You guys, do enjoy my Darby and Liz takes. But you look at this stuff, and it's like, if there is a dude online who's covered him more than me, show me. Show me, right? It wasn't like, oh, I picked him up because he was like a good thing. Here's my last live stream of Noel. I would love to have Noel. I'd love to have some people on the channel. Yeah, they found him in the storage unit. There's a lot to go over, but I want you guys to know that there's probably videos, if I keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, that are like I don't know, maybe 2-3 years old. Here's the wizard. I mean, we're gonna have a good time looking at these videos, right? Liability on here's Marco, Darby. All right, so let's just get into it. This is the official website. So people saying it's fake, it's not real, like, you guys can go on it right now. Again, it's on Reddit, so if you guys need the link, you can click the link here on Reddit. So definitely, hey, I've talked to IC Pie before. He's a good guy. We have texted before. He used to be called EA, and now he has a video called Crime Piece, I believe, gentlemen. Or he has a YouTube channel called Crime. So credit to where credit is due. Without the community, you guys, without Reddit, I think he gets away with this for at least another another long length of time, because the way that Ponzi's are exposed are when people have doubt, right? People have doubt. And Anthony is really good at sales, guys. He's really, really good at sales. That's the one commonality behind all his victims. They think he's great at sales, right? Thank you, Tainami. Thank you, Hayes. Okay, Hayes. Let's keep the tug comments to a minimal, because I think Google, whenever I make a tug video about Anthony, Google does not. They don't like it. But anyway, let me make sure that everyone understands. This is a legit website. This is a legit press release. Everything about this is correct. Okay? So for any haters, or anyone out there who's saying that, oh, he's not guilty, where's the this is legit, okay? And the press release is not going to be issued by the United States Attorney's Office, okay? This isn't some random, as what does Anthony say? Random virgin in his parents' basement, okay? This is not a random virgin in his parents' basement becoming a hater, okay? This is the real deal. When you get a press release like this, like, I kid you not, this is the real deal, okay? I'm not going to read you this article, but I will point out, like, really interesting stuff. Number one, they label it a Ponzi type scheme. A Ponzi type scheme. We'll talk, Mustache Rob, we'll talk about where he actually got caught. Which is, there's so much to unpack from this. That's why I had to do the live. The FBI are the OG haters. Why they gotta take him down. Okay, so he was arrested Tuesday by FBI agents. This isn't haters. These aren't virgins in their basement, like, trying to get him. He is arrested by the FBI. Okay? Arrested, okay? He is charged with a federal criminal complaint filed Monday with wire fraud, and the statutory maximum sentence is 20 years. Now, does that mean he'll get the max? Probably not. There's not any violence, or as I can tell, maybe more stuff will come to light. The beauty of this is all this will be public. So there's still a lot to go on, just like how FTX, right? A lot of the things became public later in trial. Anthony still deserves a trial. He will be presumed innocent until proven guilty. That's important to understand. Anthony right now has not been proven guilty of anything. Okay? He still will get his trial. Every American is owed their trial. Now, how is he going to do in his trial? I mean, we can kind of think, right? But it's up to 20 years, typically probably 2 to 5 on wire fraud. Unfortunately, I'm here to tell you the truth. I'm not here to lie to you, or things, oh, he's going to jail for life. I'm here to tell you that this type of crime is often not punished a lot. Now, on top of this, if he has IRS issues, if they find other issues in his past, on top of his DWI, there's a lot of ways that he ends up in jail for a very long time. I just don't think it's this wire fraud. The wire fraud is a very common felony. Okay, so he was arrested without, and then we're going to talk about this. He was arrested without incident at a storage facility in Venice. Okay? Might be worth explaining to non-lawyers how it works to only bring one charge. Yeah, we have a lot to unpack. I want to kind of just go over this first, and then we can do questions. Yeah, previous offender, I mean, that's not great. And yes, the storage unit. So let's unpack the storage unit. So Reddit. Reddit is, I mean, if you guys haven't been on the Reddit, I think it's kind of interesting. Some people are speculating that he was living out of his storage unit in Venice. And he was posting pictures of him in the gym and all this stuff. If you guys forgot, there's actually a very interesting thing happening. Oh, Los Angeles Times. Oh, wow. Wow, okay, the LA Times picked this up. And CBS News. Okay. We are mainstream, guys. We're mainstream. I would not be surprised if one of these outlets interviewed Marco. Uh, he was packing the 8 TPG hoodies. Yeah, that's what he was doing. Oh, Jeff Wilson. Maybe Elegant Eli will talk about I really want to get past. I want to get past this article, please, guys. The comments are great, but I think we'll do a Q&A at the end. But we do have the Los Angeles Times here, and we do have the CBS News, which is obviously very bad. No, I'm not. Oh, this is Noah Goldberg, guys. Remember Noah? Noah actually had gone to the Reddit and he was asking for information, and then he published the original article. So this Los Angeles Times is Noah, the same individual who wrote the first article in the Times, right? Okay, so and then CBS. I hope it doesn't play a video. It looks like there's a video. Yeah, there looks like there's a video, but people who are there are people in my comments in my previous video questioning whether or not it's real, and all because they're always thinking I'm going to get sued for defamation, right? Anthony has told them that he's going to sue me for defamation. I think you guys remember that saga really well, where he just threatened to send me, like, it was in my comments. Anthony himself was in my comments threatening to sue me for defamation. Right, and then there's still people in the comments saying this news is not true, it is not, it's fake, you know. But like, I don't know. I mean, you got Department of Justice. When you type in his name, you got Department of Justice, and you got Los Angeles Times and CBS News. Like, why are these people saying it's fake? Like, is this fake news, right? Like, what's going on here? So anyway, this is all real. This is all real, guys. I don't know how else to prove it to you that it is real, but it is real. So he was arrested in the storage facility in Venice. Yikes, man. And he was held overnight. So he was in this facility at nighttime, okay? Probably, right, to be held overnight. And then he was made initial appearance, and then his arraignment is scheduled December 14th. A detention hearing is scheduled for Thursday. So he is still in jail. It's still in jail. And he's waiting to be let out of jail, maybe on bail. The issues he faces from a legal perspective, right, is that he has shown that he can buy plane tickets and travel. I would say that these videos of him traveling from place to place, airport to airport, are actually going to hurt his detention hearing. So again, you look at this and you say, you know, is his social media, hey Anthony, is his social media going to hurt him? I will say absolutely it will hurt him. Because on his social media, he's traveling from airport to airport, from place to place. And at the end of the day, when you're talking about bail, you're talking about detention, they're going to say, hey, you know, why did you travel these places? And he's going to, there's no like argument that he's been able to buy tickets and go, yeah, flight risk, right? He's proven that he is a flight risk on his social media. And actually, there's another case, obviously it's a big case, FTX, and a lot of what the court used against him was his social media, his Twitter handle, any of this stuff. So like, be careful, like from a legal perspective, not that, you know, you guys are criminals, but be careful what you post, because it can be used against you, okay? So here is the, you know, the company founded in 2017 in Texas, really good times, right? Beverly Hills in 2022. This was the scam. Collected watch, consigned agreement, 5%. 5%, guys, is all he was charging. This is a very lean business model. Like if you're charging 5% on consignment, How are you driving Lamborghinis? How do you have a G-Wagon? How do you have all this stuff? How do you have 6 Ducatis? How do you have a $1 million, $2 million collection of what? This should have been a red flag to any consignees that something is really, really not right here. Like 5%, guys, as a business owner, this is horrific margins. And when you look at the contract, it's not only 5%, it's the fact that if he doesn't sell it at his cost, he has to send it back and make them whole. So he's paying for them to send it to him, and he's paying for them to send it. If he doesn't sell, he has to send it back to them at his cost. These margins are, we're talking about 1 or 2%. Yeah, hey Brandon, nice to see you guys again. It's the same old people, you know. We're just hanging out, talking. This is very concerning. Like, if it can't be this low, because he has to pay the insurance. When they asked him in the lawsuit a lot, so there's 2 lawsuits right now from consignees. And the way that this is pitched is so financially unrealistic, right? That, like, you gotta, like, again, I don't victim blame, but there's gotta be some red flags that come up. Even if this is Roman Sharf doing 5%, and he covers insurance, he covers shipping back and forth, I don't see how this. Anthony has portrayed himself as a very successful businessman. I would say he actually is very unsuccessful, right? I would say his business is actually one of the least successful. I do marketing for businesses. I would say Anthony has actually one of the least successful businesses I've ever seen, because honestly, the margins are horrific. And when you're in business to make money. At 5%, you can't make money on that, honestly. So rather than remitting the funds back to customers less the commission, he kept the proceeds for himself. Yep, that was the Ponzi scheme, or the Ponzi-like scheme. He lived in a luxury rental property, was known to drive a Lamborghini and Ducati motorcycles. He traveled frequently and engaged in gambling in Las Vegas. I am going to tell you that this sounds like somebody. Who does this sound like, guys? I'll wait. Does this sound like somebody else that we know? Is there a Nella Watts dealer who does this? I think there's one and critically, we're going to talk about them later. I think a lot of people gave this couple a lot of slack for what they are. I mean, Anthony lived in luxury rental property. You know who lived in a better luxury rental property on the consignee money? Liz and Darby. Liz and Darby. You know who was driving, not Lamborghinis, but they had Corvettes with Lamborghini doors? Liz and Darby. I think Liz and Darby are definitely going to be either witnesses, they're either going to flip on him, which we'll talk about this. We'll talk about who's a flipper and who's going to testify against Anthony. Remember, in the FTX case, all Sam Bankman's friends turned on him. Caroline Ellis, his girlfriend, his best friend, the Gary Wang, his other best friend, the Sane guy. All the best friends that he had that Sam thought were ride and die, they testified against Sam Bankman-Fried because they signed plea deals with the government. We are going to get Liz and Darby. We're going to get Jimmy. We're going to get Marco. We are going to get them all, baby. Because that's what a trial is. A trial is a bunch of witnesses saying, I saw this. I didn't see that. Oh, I saw this. No, he did this. Oh, he didn't do that. He didn't pay taxes. He didn't understand sales taxes. We are going to get, if this goes to trial and not pled out, we are going to get a lot of entertainment for a long time, at least until the end of the year, in my opinion. So this is interesting because not only did he live this lifestyle, his employees did, Jimmy did. We must be a little bit behind, right? Z, yeah, Z, where are you? So I'm on the Z comment right now. So I think we're probably delayed maybe a minute, I'm assuming. But there are other people who live this lifestyle because of him. Right? I mean, can we all agree that, Liz and Darby are not talented enough to live in a $10,000 to $20,000 a month apartment? Right? They probably knew something was up. Z, Luis, I have talked in great detail to a former, right before, some people will say he was the last employee or vendor, in great detail to that individual about consignments, how they should work, and this individual still in the game, if you will. So they were living really amazing lifestyles, guys. They were eating sushi every dinner, every lunch, right? They were making, they were living a lifestyle that was you cannot comprehend. I can't comprehend. A Corvette is a beautiful car. I cannot comprehend putting a Lambo door on the Corvette. Okay? But that's the type of lifestyle they be living, man. When you have enough money to take your very beautiful Corvette and put Lambo doors on it, you have too much money. In my opinion, I work in auto, so in my opinion, I'm just, I think it's a crime. I think it is a crime to do that. But that's what Darby did because, hey, when you have FU money, might as well, right? The gambling. There are videos of him gambling and using the martingale method to win money. I made videos about this. Like, yikes, man. Yikes, right? There's that funny video of Alfred, too. Alfred, based on his projected income and his NFTs and his crypto, should not be gambling like $40,000 on Placa, right? That your employees should not be gambling that much money with you. You should not be encouraging your employees to. I think Alfred is on the record for saying he got paid $10 an hour plus commission. That means if he worked, a year, let's call it 2,000 hours a year with no commission, he was only making $20,000. And he's gambling $40,000 with Anthony. It's crazy. We'll talk about the this is crazy. He induced victims in wiring funds for the versus yada yada. Ponzi scheme, similar to a Ponzi scheme. And this is interesting. Engaging in smaller successful transactions prior to requesting or engaging in significantly large. This is exactly what Bob and Wesley said. When you guys blame the victim, when people blame when people blame the victims, they often don't understand that the reason the victims were doing the deal was because they actually had already done smaller successful deals. So this is what I got from Bob and Wesley, that they actually had done multiple deals very well with Anthony. And then Anthony's like, hey, let's do $1 million deal. And they were like, okay, fine, because I've done several, $10,000, $100,000 deals with you. This is very, very clever, right? I mean, whatever you think about Anthony, he is a good salesperson. Wesley said it, Bob said it, everyone knows it. He is very good at selling. And if you're in a room with him, he's very good at manipulation. He's very good at lying. So here we have multiple victims. We're reporting this. Multiple victims were reporting this. And then here we have another. So to date, the victims. So again, this is not all. This is the estimate. Is $3 million of consignee. So that's $3 million of victim money. So added to the $2 million of the investor money, that's probably how he got $5 million. The $5 million I thought was really high. I believed he was going to, that maybe he owed like $2 million, and then he was going to tell people he owed 5, and then he was going to do this, daily episode where the amount goes down and down and down until it hits $2 million, which is actually the amount he owes. And then he would be like, well, Anthony, he tried his best. That's what I thought the YouTube channel was going to be about. I thought it was he owed 2 million. He's going to say he owed 5 million, and every day it's going to drop, let's say a few $100,000. So it seems like he's really successful. It seems he's like paying people back, and you can trust him again. And then when he gets to 2 million, the actual amount of money he owes, I think then he's like, well, guys, I gave it my best shot. And I honestly, like, if he paid, no, if you thought he owed let's say you thought he owed $5 million, because that's what he said, and he paid, supposedly, you believed he paid $3 million. I would say that's a really good try, right? I mean, wouldn't you guys think that would be, that's a lot more than you ever thought he could do, right? All right, so he abandoned the Beverly Hills store. So probably the real estate agent, I think her name is like Lee Miz, is not happy because the store has been abandoned. Obviously, they're going to keep the deposit. And then here's the interesting part. He began posting about his various travel. This is how you know he is in trouble. Because the government is looking and making copies of his social media. And Anthony's social media is on a next level. It is very bad. And like they mentioned, his detention hearing, I believe, is tomorrow. We have to go back up and see. I think the detention hearing was Thursday, which is tomorrow. And yeah, there are posts about him traveling everywhere right before that hearing. So he is going to pose a flight risk, and they probably, what is interesting? He was so happy to get that tracker off himself, right? He was so happy he got the tracker off himself, and now I guarantee you, he's going to, at least if he gets bail. I'm not saying he will get bail. He may not. It depends on the judge. But he is definitely going to have another tracker on himself, and that's not going to be fun for him. So they looked at his social media, and as recently as October, which was last month, right? We're November 8th today. He was trying to sell watches. Again, they are looking at his social media. They're going to go ahead and say that he was still going to try to do the Ponzi. Important to note, again, this is just a complaint, right? These are allegations. He's innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in the court of law. Now, the most interesting part is this sentence, these two. So I'm going to go into legal stuff, okay? And about like how screwed are you when the FBI. People think the FBI is scary. I was actually talking to my girlfriend about this. I don't know how many views this has. How many views does this guys have? If it gets enough views, I'll have her say hi. I know that's how people get views on YouTube. It's 123 watching. How many likes we need? She won't appear on camera, so just say hi. Oh, I actually have it perfectly set up, but my face is not there. Oh, my face is not here. Oh, wow, okay. My face is not here. That is weird. Okay, I thought I had my face set up. Like, it should have my face here. Let's see. Is it really not set up with my face on it? Weird. Okay, let me see. I don't have. Well, I guess Josh or Jay Cooney, you have to subscribe. I guess I don't know what I thought my face was here the whole time. So, yeah, very weird. I thought my face was right here. It's been a while since I live stream. I'm sorry, guys. It's been a while. It looks like I have my face here, but I don't have it. Hey, Streetwise Tennis. I'm seeing how I can do this. Does anyone know how to fix this? Yeah, no. Does anyone know how to fix this? Because it kind of is stupid. Okay. I kind of get it. Maybe I drag it like this, and then I put my face like this. No, that's pretty stupid. Huh. Okay, whatever. We can go about the face for now. and creating like an infinite loop. Maybe I should start again. The face. Okay. Anyway, let's continue on. Let's continue on. Okay. Oh, this is we're in like an infinite loop. Okay. So we're fit. Okay, so let's talk about the FBI. Slide the right screen to the left. Oh, I don't know how to do that. The right screen to the left. Okay. Let's see. So this is what it looks like. Well, okay, fair enough. Okay, I got it. I got it, guys. Okay. Okay, there we go. The level of expertise that this channel runs on would astonish you guys. Okay, so I thought I was on video the whole mother effing time, and it turns out I was on video. I even had lights and I had camera, and it's really hot, and you know I'm getting like I'm getting sweaty because like I have lights on, and it turned out I wasn't mother effing like this is like the quality. This is the quality of this is the quality of production that we currently have. It's not great. The quality is not great. But anyway, it was good enough to take down Anthony. Let me look at it. Okay, let me give me 1 second. Okay, so I'm still doing this. Still doing this production that we currently have. All right, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, that's probably the best we can do for now, guys. That's the best we can do. We're gonna be stuck here for a little bit of time. I mean, I was sweating. I was like, oh man, I'm sweating, and man, that's crazy. I'm like, anyway, okay, let's go. Let's go. Talk FBI. The FBI is scary for individuals, but the IRS is very scary because they can take action. So the difference between FBI. So now I can't see chat. God damn it. All right, I'm gonna turn on my phone and then turn on chat. Like this obviously is a not a great production. Oh, no, that's Britney Spears. You know how the shorts like come out of nowhere? It's crazy. So I'm live, but what is going on? Oh, okay, there's commercials. Okay, no, here we go. YouTube is hard. Yeah, YouTube is. Guys, I was sweating and like I was like, man, I hope like I look good. And it turned out for 20 for half an hour, I wasn't even on the mother effing like screen. Like, are you guys kidding me? Like what the heck? No one told me. I guess like you guys are used to watching YouTube channels where they're hidden behind images. All right. Okay, we're ready to go now. We finally, after half an hour, we have finally set up something that I think is obviously quality here is not great, but it's whatever. All right, let me explain the IRS and the difference between FBI and IRS for you guys. All right, the FBI for most people are very scary. They can take you to prison, they can put you in jail, but you will still get a trial. And they can't really take action against you until they have a trial. So the FBI must, and then, we'll talk about this. They must have a trial to really take punishing action against you. Now, the IRS does not need to do that. The IRS can freeze your bank account. They can take your property away. They can just like, so people are afraid of the FBI because they're afraid of going to jail. I'm afraid of the IRS because they can shut down your whole life not in jail. Like, imagine if they just shut down all your bank accounts. They started confiscating items. Let's say if you today, and again, assuming you're not like a crypto dude, right? If they just took away all your bank accounts, all your credit cards, all your debt, your mortgage and everything, could you survive in today's society? I don't think so. So the IRS is very, very scary, my dudes. They are very, very scary, and they are people that I would not recommend messing with. There's a very funny Batman animated series where it's a Joker, and even the Joker, right, one of the most, criminal people in cartoons, he pays the IRS. Okay? So people think the FBI are scary. They have no idea. These people, because the burden of proof, they can suspend your account without going to trial. They can do a shit ton of things to you and take your money away without going to trial. And that's the scary part. The FBI, they need to go to trial to really put you in jail, right? You can get bail, you can wear a tracker. Like Anthony, in terms of immediate danger, right? In terms of like immediately, losing, in the Constitution, you have a pursuit of happiness, right? There's the right to pursue happiness in the Constitution. In terms of which one of these organizations can, toe that gray line of violating your constitutional rights, it's the IRS. It's always been the IRS, right? Because they don't need proof. They don't need to go to trial to suspend your bank account. When Sam Bankman-Fried had to move in with his mom and dad again, they shut down everything without the trial. Like, people don't understand how scary the IRS is. But anyway, okay, so we got the FBI, we got the IRS, we had the Beverly Hills Police Department. Hey guys, do you guys remember? Do you guys remember that cop? Right? He was part of the Beverly Hills Police Department. Oh, okay. Yeah, this setup is really janky. Maybe somebody can help me like do a better setup. Okay, let's take a look. Guys, start downloading the videos if you want to watch them, because I don't think they will be here for very much longer, honestly. Okay, where's that video? Oh, here. This dude is part of the Beverly Hills Police Department. So this guy, so imagine this. Imagine if it was the same dude. The same dude is like, hey, Anthony, way to get that criminal. And then now he's arresting him. The same dude could have been the one involved. So we got that. Then we got the Assistant U.S. Attorney of Violent and Organized Crimes. This is very bad. Okay, so this is the prosecutor. Okay? This dude is not a virgin in their parents' basement. This dude is one of the most feared prosecutors that you can match up against. I've researched him before. This is not a guy who is kidding around. This is not Anthony's FBI friend who's gonna, tell him, hey, he's not under investigation. Nah, this is the real deal, guys. Like, all you have to do is Google his name. This is the real mother effing deal. And any of these people, so I would rank it, I would give the FBI a 5 in terms of urgency, in terms of like a panic. I'd give these guys a 10. I'd give the IRS a 10. Beverly Hills, I'd probably give a 1. And then this guy, I would give like a 11. Like, this isn't, so they hit him for wire fraud. Let me ask you this. If they hit him from only wire fraud, why is this guy right here prosecuting the case? Wire fraud is not violent, and an incident of wire fraud is not organized crime. Here, assuming it's not violent, we don't know this. Again, we have to give Anthony the benefit of the doubt. But organized crime, what people get hit hard on is every wire fraud. Every wire fraud is up to 20 years. And when you run organized crime, what they're suggesting is you've done multiple wire frauds. So so even though I'm thinking a wire fraud might be 2 to 5 years, let's say there's 44 consignees. Let's say there's 40 consignees, and there's 40 cases of wire fraud at least. Times it by 20 years, it could be 800 years in maximum jail. And that's what they're saying here. This guy is not going to investigate one wire fraud. That's not his thing. That's not his thing. This guy is not here to investigate one incident of wire fraud. This guy works in organized crime. Organized crime means they believe there are multiple criminal actions here. And you might say, why did they only charge one? Well, the answer to this is really simple. They gotta get him in jail. Okay, so like, let's say that you are a police officer, or you're a judge, or you're somebody. It's a lot easier to put him in jail and then, and then charge extra than to charge all those things. And then Anthony, oh, I didn't do that, I didn't do that, I didn't do that. This one wire fraud must have been solid. The other stuff doesn't have to be, right? So this is the tactic of the FBI, the police, and so on. they don't need to hit you on everything. They just gotta hit you on something to put you in jail, and then they hit you. I can tell you, this guy is not gonna waste his time if it is one wire fraud. This is not the guy. They have interns, they have new law students, they got people for that, right? They got people for that. This is not the guy that you would be like, oh well, it's one wire fraud. Okay, just let him off, give him a slap. But no, no, no. This is the guy, the violent. I mean, just read it. Violent and organized crime. Okay, well, we're gonna read. Was he living in the storage unit? Andrew says, was he living in the storage unit? That is the speculation based on the fact that they booked him at night. So he might have been living at the storage unit. Ramen soup, 60 months. 60 months is still a long time. That's still 5 years of Anthony's life. And again, like people, no, I've never been accused of anything criminal or anything like that. I'm in a civil lawsuit right now, but I can explain to you that I worked for a immigration charity, and I worked at a detention facility for immigrants, which was basically like a jail. Jail ain't no fun, man. In jail, like the first time I'm a law student in my 3rd year of law school, and I'm at the detention facility, and the first thing the lawyer that I'm helping is like, oh, if they make a movement like this, they're going to try to stab you. I was like, what? I was like, what? I was like, wait, what? Like, how did they get the tools? They make them from like forks and bones, or they actually sometimes break their own teeth. Like, it's not, jail is not a fun place, guys. And 5 years of being in jail is not a fun time for anybody. Like I don't think people understand. Like, unless you've actually been to jail before. Like, I went to jail and there was a lot of security, and they were always eyeing to make sure that we weren't injured and stuff. The person that I interviewed at that time had actually stabbed his grandmother over an Xbox. So the grandmother broke the kid's Xbox, and he stabbed her to death. So then I'm like, wow, that's maybe you have to be deported. I didn't want to say out loud, right? Probably stab me. But there's a lot of like jail is not, like, people saying 60 months or 10 years as if it's nothing. Like, jail is not a fun place, guys. I don't know. Maybe you guys should visit it sometime and see the security measures and what they tell you. It's not like Walt Disney World, right? Like 60 months, 5 years is a long time. I mean, Anthony lives a very luxury lifestyle. This is the furthest thing removed, right? I'm the junior, or at that time I was a lawyer. I was a law student helping a lawyer, and the person we're trying to help us could stab us. But we're trying to help this guy, and then there's still the danger that he's going to try to kill us. Like, it's wild, right? But that's jail. Jail is jail, right? I mean, I don't want to think it's not the movies. It's real life. Like, you're getting these things and you're signing waivers, right? That, like, if you get stabbed, it's not the other lawyers, it's not the nonprofit's fault that you got stabbed. And you're reading the waivers, and it's like, whoa, like, what's happening here? So anyway, jail sucks, man. It sucks. Like, there's no way around it. A guy who lives like this is not going to have time. He's not going to love going to jail. There are no fancy watches in jail. There are no Rolexes. I mean, you can see the people. Here's Neil from Timepiece Trading. Here's Nico. Here's Paul, Thorpe, Hodeki, Luxury Bazaar. We're gonna get to these guys. I think in terms of liability, there's a lot to explore. And even after I'm done, so again, I have this article is on TPG Reddit. I definitely think it's worth reading over. It's a kind of a funny article. Not funny. It's not a funny article. I mean, it's kind of a nice read. Now we're going to talk about these videos. So this is not good. Traveling, eating, traveling, eating, traveling, eating, traveling, eating. Like, no one knows where he is. It's very plain background. It seems like he's running away, even if he doesn't want it to be. He's buying and selling watches. I mean, here, look at this episode. Look at these boys, right? Look at these boys. Okay, let's see who we got. We got an article. We got Trevor, Darby, Luis, and Anthony. This is 3 months in. You don't think anyone's going to flip on him? You don't think these guys... Look at these guys. 3 months ago. You don't think these guys are going to flip on him when time comes. We saw in FTX, everyone flipped on Sam. When shit hits the fan, everyone will flip on you. Liz and Darby included. I finally hit rock bottom. So right after this article, I mean, look at the watch dealer. Look how happy that watch dealer is. I mean, doing business with Anthony is tantamount to like supporting. Again, it's not the same. Z, yeah. What happened to Z? What happened to Z? Right? Paul Thorpe. Yeah, Paul was a big fan of him. From the penthouse to the jailhouse. Again, he is innocent until proven guilty, guys. So we gotta throw that out there as much as we can. Here's Wesley. Here's Wesley. Look at Wesley's face, man. Look at Wesley's face, man. You can't tell me that dude don't know anything. You can't tell me this dude with a $1 million thing no nothing, man. You can't tell me, right? You know nothing, man. Look at him. Look at Wesley. Look at Wesley. Come on. It's so savage, man. Oh, and he's gonna do a $1 million deal. A $1 million deal. Here's Z. Oh yeah, we got Z here. Hang out. He's got to hang out. You know, Z, I have been told, is back in China. Again, I don't know how reliable that information is, but I've been told he's in China, lying low. He has I know for a fact, because we've seen, he has a wife, and he has a young kid. I believe it's a young, like a 1 or 2, a very young child. So he does not want to be involved on this at all. His family does come from money, I've been told many times, and he's just kind of hiding out and hoping that this thing rolls over in a few years. I mean, you look at Wesley. You look at Wesley, man. I mean, just look at this dude. And then he put the $1 million on his chest. He put the $1 million on his chest, man. You can't make this up. You can't make this up, man. You can't make this up. This is just oh, hey guys. Do you guys want to know? Let's watch for this. The watch seminar. Okay, guys, you want to know how to sell watches. Oh, he's sold $78,000 of watches. Owned and worn every timepiece you can imagine. Have the best clientele in the industry. Wow, interesting. Every single day I ask, how do I get started? You could be next. You could be next. A lot of this stuff, in hindsight, is quite comical. It would be interesting to make like a reaction video about this. Today, the market has stabilized. Social media has finally taken off. Jesus Christ. I sold... This is his old Craigslist story, right? I could never get to $40 million this way. And now he's showing... I mean, there's so much interesting stuff. So much interesting shit, man. I mean, it's bonkers insane. I look at this and I say to myself, holy shit, man. Like, what is going on here? Like, seriously, like, how can somebody this much in debt then try to train a bunch of other people? Like, how? How is it? The Watch Dealer University has to be one of the worst ideas. And I've been very vocal about this. I've been very, very vocal. I've never understood how this guy can be pitching this lifestyle, right? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, he's $5 million in debt, and he is now going to teach you how you too could be $5 million in debt. Like, why would you pay? You know, the funny part is I've actually talked to a few of his students. They did pay. They did pay. Now I'm going to let loose everything. I talked to a very I'm not going to mention his name, but you can figure out who it is. He is the last one to leave. He knows the most because he stuck by Anthony until the bitter end. This is not Liz and Darby. This is a ride or die, TPG hoodie wearing, hat wearing dude. I'll just put it that way. And it is really obvious to me that everyone knows, you know, I mean, I'm not talking about a month. I'm not talking about 2 months. I'm talking about people knew this shit was going to happen, and they just stayed until it happened because they were enjoying such a great lifestyle. I mean, guys, do you want me to talk about Darby and Liz? Because I really am disgusted at Darby and Liz. I get it. You know, you go down on the ship. If Darby and Liz were Anthony's friend, they would not act and behave this way. I get that, man. I get that. But at the end of the day, they were not his friends. And that part really kind of, I don't know why that part upsets me the most. But it does. That's what upsets me the most about this is Anthony really didn't have any friends. He had no friends. And I made a video about tomorrow. I'll probably remake my videos because this came out tonight. But just like his Instagram, if I click his Instagram right now, do you know what pops up? If you guys go to Instagram right now, what pops up is there's Indian bots. There's like 500 Indian bots leaving these comments, and they're like sad emoji because they're not getting paid because Anthony missed a payment because he was in jail that day. The Indian bots do not give a damn about Anthony, but they cared more about Anthony because they checked in while he was in jail yesterday than Liz and Darby did. Liz and Darby benefited so effing much from their relationship with Anthony that it makes me sick that these Indian bots care more about Anthony than Liz and Darby. And Liz will cry. She will cry a river saying how Jimmy's a snake and he's an evil guy and, you know, he can't be trusted and how they're family. And then as soon as the money runs out, you figure out, I mean, you know, I could say all types of rapper lyrics here that would not be appropriate for YouTube, but you understand what I mean, right? That'd be a blank, right? I mean, holy shit, man, I have never seen anyone that disloyal in my life. You know, so the one thing I think is sad is he never had one friend. He never had one single real friend out of all. Name me one friend. Marco, right? He blamed everything on Marco. Jimmy. As soon as Jimmy could leave, he left. Liz, Darby, the ride or died homies, right? They left. Z, as soon as I've heard a lot of crazy stories about Z, man. I heard a lot of crazy stories about Z, right? Probably because I'm Chinese and Chinese people want, and Z was doing the Chinese market. So I'm hearing these things, and you know, I can tell you, man, that dude was not as dumb as he made himself to be. That dude was actually a really intelligent guy. Again, I mean, he was head of business management, right? We're going to take a look at all these characters, and I'm going to assign them a, you know, guilty or you know, knowledge. I can't call it guilty verdict because that would be bad. You know, I wouldn't want to be sued for defamation by Anthony's lawyers or something. But I'm going to assign them each a score in terms of what I personally believe their liability is and how responsible and when they knew. Because we're going to take a look at all of them, okay? Z was not dumb. He's a very intelligent person coming from a very, again, a lot of this stuff, you know, people send me it and tell me I can't tell because then they'll be out. Again, it's weird, right? But I can tell you that the ride or die homie, the last homie left, we had a talk for about an hour. And it's not that Anthony suddenly bankrupt. It's not that Anthony suddenly ran out of money. They knew that this day would come. They knew for a long time that this day would come. And it was just about prolonging the Ponzi scheme. When you're building a Ponzi scheme, what do you want to happen? You want it to continue. So they all benefited from the Ponzi scheme continuing, right? The longer the Ponzi scheme continues, the longer Anthony can pay Liz and Darby's rent, their Corvettes, their fancy meals. I have been told that Z took a bunch of, again, no allegations. I've been told that a lot of the consignment pieces will never be seen again. Verbatim, it was something like, you will never see these pieces again because they're all in Hong Kong or China right now. And that was the payout, right? I mean, and this makes sense because Anthony did pay out Alan, right? Alan, I don't know how many of you guys remember Alan, but he was a salesperson in the beginning, and he got to keep one of the Instagram accounts. I thought that was kind of weird. He was only there for a few days, and he got to keep like Anthony's, like one of his side Instagram accounts. Anyway, we are going to look at the TPG team. Well, first we're going to look at my funny videos, okay? 75 hard, social media, path to redemption or jail. Threatening to sue me. Yes, he's recently threatened to sue me again for defamation. And like I've always said this, you know, how can I defame somebody who's like, I mean, like what can I do? What can I say that is worse than what the government is saying right now? What the IRS, FBI, the police department, and the, like, what can I say that is worse than this? You know, how can I be defamed? How can I be defaming this MFR, right? Like, I don't get it. Like everything I said was true, and now, you know, now this comes, like, this is far worse for Anthony than all of my videos combined times 10. Because he actually could go to jail, he could get all his money confiscated, which probably happened already, and he could go to jail again. And Two Ramens was up to, there's some truth. Yeah, we will do, after this, I promise, we'll do some things, but I do want to blame other people, because that's what I like, right? I'm going to assign blame on some of these other people. I want to make sure, threaten to sue you. Small Asian market theory might be true. Anthony, okay, let's keep the tugs to a minimal, guys. It's not jail yet. Once you go, okay, so let's talk about Marco. Let's talk about Marco. Oh, there's a lot to go over for Marco. Okay, let me take off my glasses for this one. Okay, how, on a rating of 1 to 10, being 10 as if they knew this was going to happen, they were benefiting from it, they were, I'm just going to tell you straight up, I put Liz and Darby at 10. So I'm going to tell you I put at 10, I put Mike Rubin at a 1. And now I'm going to assign where everyone falls between those two. I'm going to straight up tell you that. I think Liz and Darby are a 10 in terms of responsibility. There is a video of Liz saying that they want Anthony to party, they want Anthony to drink. So they know their friend is an alcoholic who's been to jail multiple times because he cannot control his alcohol because of drinking and driving, and they want to party. They're partying hard with him. There's a video of that out there where there's just partying and drinking and having a good time. I'm pretty sure Anthony drove home that day. People could have died. God bless that no one had died. But I'm pretty sure Anthony drove home that day because he's the type of guy who doesn't take Uber and Lyft, right? He's the type of guy who thinks he can do it. I am almost certain that party, I think it was Liz's birthday. I think that was what they were celebrating, Liz's birthday. And they wanted to go big, and they want to go, you know, spend a lot of money on liquor. And how responsible are Liz and Darby? 10. 10 of 10. How responsible is Mike Rubin? I think Mike Rubin, I mean, again, I think Mike Rubin just, once he figured stuff out, it took him a while with his Excel spreadsheets, okay? But once he put the 2 Excel spreadsheets and made 1 Excel spreadsheet, he was like, oh shit, I gotta get out of here. During the charity video, you could see that Mike was still part of the team at the time. The black guy, you could see that he was very uncomfortable. There are photos of him where it looks like he's being like kidnapped. It looks like he's a kidnap victim in these photos of doing charity work. You know, I mean, I think he got it, and as soon as he got it, without making a fuss, he just kind of, you know, this is not for me, I'm gone. Okay, Marco. Let's get to Marco. I put him at a 7. So 1 is Mike Rubin, 10 is Darby and Liz. Marco must have known something from the TPG days. I fully believe that this was happening. This, not like stealing consignment, not this blatant, obviously, right? I fully believe this was happening during original TPG days. Okay, they had it falling out. There was an issue with Anthony. He, again, whatever that issue was, it was strong enough that they got rid of him. Marco probably wanted to keep the YouTube channel. I mean, there is a lot of things that Marco did that was wrong. And one of them, and most importantly of them, and again, you can kind of see, so if you know your friend is running a Ponzi scheme, do you then create a second Ponzi scheme or second business in that industry? No, because you are forever tied to Anthony. Marco and Anthony, based on their OTPJs, will never be separated. They will always be tied together. And the same with Grand Caliber. So Marco, I put at a 7, only because I have no evidence of this. I don't know anything about Marco and his knowledge. It just seems really crazy to me that Anthony only started doing this in Los Angeles. Right? There's a reason he got kicked out in Texas that was never disclosed. They try to hide behind NDAs. They try. If Marco had told the truth about his business practices being so bad and horrific, I think a lot of people would have been saved on. So I think at that time point, the reason I assigned so much blame to Marco is because he could have shut it down. He could have shut it down. All it took was what people wanted. When people were watching Grand Caliber, they wanted Marco to tell them everything. The details, the reasoning, and he chose not to. And he hid behind an NDA. Very convenient. He had all the information. He knew where all these skeletons are. He knows all this. But he chose not to talk about it because he wanted that would affect the gray market. It would affect his own business that was open in Grand Caliber. So again, Marco I put at a 7. Let's go down the line. Jimmy. All right. I don't dislike Jimmy. I know some people in the Reddit dislike him. I don't dislike Jimmy. I like Jimmy. However, let me explain something. Jimmy looked very happy when he was in the Lakers game, and he was actually, he looked very. RZ. So we'll read the top messages. RZ said, "Do you think Alfred still wants that phantom equity? Legend has it that he's still crying at the dinner table." Thank God Alfred didn't take that equity. Do you understand what would happen legally if he took that 1%? He would be sued as well. Alfred would be in all these lawsuits with Bob's watches. He would be on all these lawsuits with the consignees. Thank God Alfred didn't take that money, man. Because the homie, I mean, again, no ill will to Alfred, but he can't afford it, man. He's not about, and this is the incredible part about like Anthony, is his employees are making $10 an hour, and he's encouraging them to make $40,000 putt-putt golf bets and taking them to Vegas. We'll talk about Alfred next, okay? Let me finish up with Jimmy because I have a lot to say about Jimmy. You can see that a lot of my videos have Jimmy, right? I mean, this Marco video, right? And the Jimmy. We'll talk about Alfred a little bit later, RZ. Thank you for the, I don't know what that's called. It's a super chat or something like that. But thank you for that. I will feed my dog some. We'll go out and buy a dog snack from our favorite cafe. Oh wait. So let me do Jimmy, and then we do Liz. Okay, we do Liz. Okay. Yeah. No. Huck. This is exactly correct. He doesn't have a spine. He could have shut it down, man. He knew every single thing about that business, but he allowed Anthony to continue, so he could start his own business. Like, he knew that Anthony is a shady. At that point in time, when they're separating, it's kind of like a divorce. All the bad things come out. And a divorce, right? Like in divorce proceeding, you get this, I get that, you get this. How does Marco not know that? And let's get to Jimmy. We're going to go one by one. Jimmy's a nice guy. I like him. I think Jimmy's a good guy. I think he is much more intelligent than people in Reddit give him credit for. He realized something was wrong. And I go back to that Laker game where they're sitting there, they're not watching the game. So if you don't like basketball, why go? And they're bribing the cake people to give them cake early. Like, at some point in time, like, I know Jimmy likes his Porsche, and it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So Jimmy's sitting there. There's that really famous scene where Jimmy's sitting there and Liz is talking about how much they love Anthony, how much they trust him. Everyone's got their past. I got my past, and I can't speak for Jimmy, but we support you. Remember that video where like Liz is going hardcore, like groveling for money for Anthony? And Jimmy's just like sipping. He doesn't say a word. He just sips his orange drink. Credit to Jimmy. He got out when he could get out. But discredit to Jimmy, he never told the truth about Anthony. Again, they will talk. So I give Jimmy a 6, slightly below Marco, because Marco knew more, and he was around Anthony longer. The one thing, maybe I give Jimmy a 5. Let's put Jimmy at 5, just so we have 1, 5, and 10. The one thing, Jimmy wasn't around them that long. He was part of the guy in the background. So he was part of the original TPG team for a long time. He was working his banking job and doing this. But when they had time to actually tell people what was wrong and save these consignees, they chose to be quiet. So I cannot say that he's not responsible, right? I cannot put him at a 1 like Mike Rubin. I put him at a 5 because he could have done something. The Bible says this, right? The Bible says all it takes for evil to win is for good men to do nothing. That's why Jimmy's at a 5. He's exactly a 5. He is a good man who did nothing. He saw people do bad things. He saw Anthony do bad things. He did nothing. That's why Jimmy's at a 5. All right. Liz and Darby. Okay. Liz and Darby. Where to begin on these two? Number one, let me just ask you a few questions. Did they benefit from this? Did they live a luxury life? Did what's his name get a pair of eyes and a kidney for his friend, or a liver? Like I don't know what. Like I think it's kidney because he got 2 of those for his friend. Did he fund his skateboard park for homeless people? Did he meet Tony Hawk at a Bitcoin conference? His idol for his birthday? Who here? You know who was living? Do you know who was living the best life? These two. Because they were not running the business. They could say, "Whoa, we didn't know what was going on," and give the dude credit. He ran a Ponzi for a long time, alleged Ponzi. Anthony, he wasn't happy, and he said this. He was drunk. Who encouraged him to drink? Liz and Darby. Who encouraged him to drink and drive? Liz and Darby. Who encouraged him to self-destruct? Liz and Darby. Right? There are videos of them encouraging this homie to drink, man. This guy should not be allowed near any liquor. Because there's a video where, Anthony's, oh, this is a nice apartment. It's clearly a cheaper apartment. And Liz's like, yeah, this is not going to work. Like, who benefited most from Anthony? Is there any individuals that benefited more than Liz and Darby? From Corvettes or Lambo doors to Mercedes Benzes now, to luxury watches being given to them. Do you guys remember that Darby was gifted a watch and Liz was gifted a watch too? Do you understand? Like, this is not normal to gift your friends or employees $40,000 watches or $100,000 cars, and it's not normal for you to give these employees pay for their rent. I don't know, like, too many companies that will. Not only do you pay for their rent, you pay for their, like, my God, they literally chose the most expensive place they could live in. They lived in a better apartment than Anthony lived in. Do you guys understand? Now you can't make pointless videos every hour about Anthony, you hater. All right, it's a $5 donation, so I gotta read it, I guess. Z is not in the States. Huck, I pretty much 90% sure that is correct. Where do you rate the kid in the wheelchair who worked for them on 1 hour? Man, there's so many, like, side characters that, like, RZ said that there's so many side characters, like, you just never hear about again. The kid in the wheelchair is, like, I hope he's successful. He seemed like a nice guy, but according to him on Reddit, they actually made him get out of his wheelchair to do work. I don't know, too much about disability law, but, like, that seems like a violation of all types of disability law. But Liz and Darby, I rate them a 10. when crime happens, especially like not like violent crime, like like crime about money, you follow the money. Okay, is there like a bunch of people online? I can't show you their I mean, look at how happy these dudes are. They don't even have a job. Like, look at this. Look at this. Where did the money went here? Like when there's a crime, a financial crime, it's very easy to figure out who was the mastermind. You just follow who got paid out, right? There's a lot of scapegoats and things for that, right? But like, my God, like, who benefit? Like Anthony lived. Okay, I'll put it this way. His apartment was probably one half the size of Liz and Darby's apartment, probably costing 1/3 the rent based on location. We kind of know where Anthony lives. We kind of know where Liz and Darby lived. Liz and Darby benefited greatly, and I would actually assume leave Coach alone, the arbiter. So it looks like look at those views. He can stay 1/2 hour away. It was 5 watches in that episode. Yeah, a lot of Rolexes were given out. Will those Rolexes ever be compensated, or would it ever be taken back? Probably not. And this is a crazy part about Liz and Darby. Like, they were kind of the mastermind. Like, Anthony was not having a good time running his business. You can tell from his confession video, he was very sad. He was stressed. He was drinking. And later on turned out to be driving. I mean, these two have been living a carefree lifestyle for the last 2 years. Traveling and, I mean, free watches, free meals, free rent. It's interesting. So I definitely would say the coach prepay you arbitrary. Yeah. Leave coach alone. You can see that there's still a lot of coach coach fans out there, and that's good because you know what? It's exactly what Anthony says. Thanks for bumping my post. RZ, thank you, RZ. RZ is going ham. You don't really have to do this. All the money will go to like snacks. You guys are all haters. Are the arbiter. I wish I got hate super chats. Leave Brittany alone. Yeah. Okay, so Liz and Darby, I put it at 10. I don't think there's any argument about Liz and Darby at 10. So I put them at a 10. That's season 3. You thought I'd disappear. 200 dealers. Darby. Yeah, Darby. Okay, Luis. All right, let's talk about Luis, the homie. The homie Luis. My dude. The dude was dripped out. And this is something... Oh, yeah, I'll be honest. I have talked to Luis. This is something I criticized him for. Was every episode, it seemed like he had a hat and a hoodie and a t-shirt. I mean, I've never seen a dude dripped out so hard in employer merchandise. Like, I like my employers. I like them. But, like, I would never wear their t-shirt out in public. I would never wear the hat out in public. I would never wear a hoodie out in public because it's just not, like, something I would do. This dude was dripping in, like, TPG. Like, he really loved TPG, right? He loved him. So maybe he was delusional, maybe, and again, this is my idea. Again, this might be different. I think Luis was just a victim of being like a fanboy, right? I think he was fanning very hard and thought that they could turn it around and do all this and 10x themselves for Grant Cardone's help, but it never happened. It never happened, and again, the dude was so dripped out in TPG, it just looked comical, right? Like this, but he was a fanboy. He was like one of these people in the chat who are donating money to me because they want me to leave Coach alone. Well, I mean, you're donating money to a person making fun of the coach. Where's the logic in that? If anything, it just funds me to make more videos. So anyway, that's Luis. I think he was a fanboy. He got caught up in the fandom, and I think that's where Luis is, right? Oh, muscles. Okay, this guy, George. Do you guys remember George, the security guard? And the guy was in the background, right? He was in the background of every video. He was in the background of legitimately every single video. And it was like, is this? And I thought, for a period of time, I thought he was an investor. I thought he was an investor. I honestly thought that he was an investor and he was keeping tabs on his investment. So that was my theory behind George. I think his name is George, right? And again, we don't know very much about him. He never spoke. The arbiter. If you continue to trash my tugboat captain, I would take further action. I think the arbiter is a sarcasm. I think, donate. Thank you for the $5. Is that the same that arbiter or what? Oh, Rudy Chan. Hey Tom. Tom is so I RZ, you don't need to donate that much. I mean, thank you. I appreciate it. Luis was a box fanboy. Yeah. I appreciate the donations, guys, and I'm not one of those channels that need them. So okay. So I'll just say that. It's nice to see Tom. Tom is from my other channel. We used to live stream about Magic cards on my other channel. We don't do that anymore. So, but anyway, I don't know George. I don't know. I can't even rank him because like, who is he? Like, there was another security guard. Oh, let me talk about this number. I don't know if you can see this. So it was leaked. So I think it was Bob or Wesley told Anthony, I want you to make a list of all the money you owe people, and we're going to help you pay it back. So Anthony made a list, and obviously it's crossed out and so on. But the actual list, oh, Brian, yes, we're going to do Brian. Actually had Darby's salary at $56,000, and Liz's salary was only $4,100, and Darby and Liz rent was $20,000. Now I'm being told that Darby and Liz rent was actually 2 months. That this might be multiple months, but I don't believe so. And here's why I don't believe so. So I'm going to throw this out for you guys. I think these are monthly salaries. I think this is monthly. Because the way that whole list is structured, it's structured monthly. Now, yes, it has a bunch of watch list people. Oh, I'm talking about the salary point. Yeah, Vic, Vic, I give him the benefit of doubt. Vic, I would put at 1 with Mike Rubin. I pick Vic at Mike. I think Vic is a nice guy, and he did tell Anthony to stop, and Anthony called his lawyer, and his lawyer told him go, and that was probably the worst legal advice I've ever heard for marketing. But regardless, this number here, I think is monthly. I think this number is monthly. No. You guys go with me on this one. So Liz has to be monthly, right? So we all agree that the Liz salary is monthly. I think we can all agree that the 41,666.66, right, is a monthly salary. I think we all agree that this is monthly, okay? Now the rent, some people say it's a month, some people say it's 2 months. When you look at the rent right now, again, this is post-pandemic. It rents for $9,000. During, the pandemic or during that time where rent was really high in LA, I think it could have been $20,000 a month. These guys didn't negotiate. They never negotiate. You've seen Anthony negotiate against the penthouse. It was a disaster. He said, oh, instead of 1 year, we can do 2. It's like, why would you do that? Like, why would these guys negotiate? Oh, Stephen Tran. Yeah, Stephen Tran. We'll talk about him a little later. These guys are terrible at negotiation. So I do think that this month, I'm being told again, it's 2 months, but the real estate market was different at the time. And again, you can charge more rent if there are felons involved, if there are no jobs. These are vendors. You guys, do you understand how difficult it is to get a loan as a vendor? When you apply for a mortgage and you apply for rent, you have to show the place you work at. Okay? They're vendors, which means they don't work anywhere. They don't have a W-2. Like, this is why I believe this $20,000 is a month. Liz Miz made a lot of money off Anthony, and a lot of the prices he quoted is much lower today. The penthouse, there's no way in hell it rented for $90,000. Okay? So I do think this is monthly because these people don't have jobs. They're not W-2. They don't pay taxes directly, right? They're vendors. They're 1099 vendors. I can tell you, because I've had employees myself come to me and say, hey, can you put me on W-2 for 6 months so I can get a place to rent. So I can get a place to, they were living with their parents at the time, so they wanted to move out. And they couldn't, because they were 1099, they couldn't actually get a apartment to give them a place to rent, even though they were making a good chunk of money. So they went on W-2, applied, accepted, and then they went eventually back, they decided to go back on 1099. Okay, here's another one. When will I be able to visit Coach in jail? That arbiter. And how dare you falsely accuse him of this? Coach did nothing wrong. You're just haters. So obviously this is our sarcastic comment, and that arbiter. I think we will. If we I'll put it this way. I don't really ask money for myself, right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying here for popcorn. I will, because he cannot turn me down, right? He's probably just happy to see somebody. I will visit if Anthony does get convicted and he's out in California, and we raise, like, let's say $1,000 to charity. I will pay for my own plane ticket. I'll pay for all that. I don't need you guys to pay for that. But we raise, like, let's say a $1,000 for charity. I will go visit him. I actually planned to visit him. You guys had no idea about this, right? I was actually going to the fan meetup that got canceled. I'm not kidding. You can ask my girlfriend, right? I was going to the fan meetup. There was a fan meetup, and Lambo. There's like some type of fan meetup that he was coming to Houston to do, like, something, right? Fan meetup or Anthony for a meetup? I was going to meet him and record it. I think this was like a while ago. Like, I don't know. Do you guys remember what video that was? So Anthony had announced he was going to Texas. Here's his ankle break. He had announced he was going to go to Texas and Austin and Houston. And yeah, Ty, I made a bunch of videos about it. Yes. I cannot find the videos now anymore. But yeah, I made a bunch of videos. Oh, this is like similar. Okay, I made a bunch of videos about it. Ask his imaginary girlfriend, maybe. It was bullshit. He needed. Okay, if we can get to 200 live streamers, I'll have her say hi. She won't show her face, but I'll have her say hi. But there was some type of meetup at Houston, and it actually took off. I made sure my schedule was open, and I was going to meet him at that meetup. And I made videos about it. I was excited too, because I thought I could confront him, right? I thought I could confront him in person, and that would get obviously a lot of views on my channel. And I live in Houston anyway, but that never happened. That was, it never happened. Okay, let's see who else. Oh, here's what's her name? Clove May. My God, imagine you're Clove. Imagine you're Clove. Just like, hey, you don't know much about watches, and this dude is now telling you how to dress, and we know that Anthony is he's hired people who work in certain industry, the adult industry, if you will, to he used consignee money to pay for them for entertainment value, I guess. And I think the saddest thing was somebody made a video about it where Anthony had invited this influencer to, like, dinner, and Anthony was shrouded by these, interesting night individuals, if we'll call them nightlife individuals. And even before Anthony paid the check, they all left. They both left him. And he has a video, and I obviously made 10 videos about it, and that was good. But that was like an eye-opening moment for me, that, wait, this guy has no friends. Like, none of these people would be with him if he didn't have money. Like, he's got, like, no, like, I mean, he left Sutton at Grand Caliber. Like, why don't you take your brother with you? Like, what's wrong with you? A lot of this stuff doesn't make. Here's the confiscating the watch. Here's when they're flipping over Lambos and jumping. Oh, hey, here's where Anthony trying to sue me or threatening to sue me. Oh, here was the so Clove May, I give it a 1. I don't think she's responsible. I think she was just, again, a Mike Rubin-like character who got into it thinking it was a real business, and then to find out, whoa, this is, like, messed up. I'm out of here. The lawyer, Tyler the lawyer, she went hard for her boy. I think they dated before in the past, and she was the trademark attorney. I think she would knew. I think she knew a little bit. I think I put her at a 5, because I think it was her on the live stream with the Watch Nicholas, right? The apology video. Well, first there was an attack video, then there was an apology video, right? There has to be an attack video for there to be a Huck. We'll get. There are a lot of pictures of Roman Sharf. Okay, here's the crew. Okay, we got. Who are these people? Trevor. Yeah, Mike Rubin. Like you can tell, man. I mean, look at this picture of Mike Rubin. You tell me this is a guy who wants to be there. You tell me this Mike Rubin dude. That's why he's a 1. Like, just because of this picture, it makes him look so sus. He's looking at me like he's jeez. I mean, look at Mike Rubin. Look at Mike Rubin on this picture. Look at him on the picture. Yeah, it's just crazy. That's why I put Mike Rubin at a 1. Definitely a 1. Okay, so we got the ankle bracelet again, which he was really proud to show. Oh, this is it. Yeah, a year ago, he forgot to pay his Indian bots. And now he has also forgot to pay his Indian bots, and they are now railing really hard on Instagram and would like to be paid. What other characters? Oh, yeah, this is the time he got arrested. Allegedly. Oh, yeah, Grant Cardone. So, okay, let me talk about Grant Cardone for a minute. Because I like... So, I know we're going off the rails, right? We're going off the rails right now. But Grant Cardone, you pay $500,000 to Grant Cardone, and he ain't going to take a picture? He's not even at this thing? Who are these two people? Like, guys, you paid $500,000. You would expect the person you pay to actually meet you in person, right? Well, I mean, you paid $500,000. I mean, why can't Grant Cardone take a picture of you, with you, for your social media? You paid $500,000, according to yourself, and according to this post. So I'm assuming these are Grant Cardone's lackeys. So I no doubt in my mind he actually did pay the money, or paid some payment plan for the money, and they can't even take a bloody picture of you. The guy can't even spend 2 seconds to take a picture of you, and this is the picture you got from the meeting? Yikes, my dude. That is a big yikes. Alright, these are different videos. I mean, man, I made a lot of videos about him, and this is just meat. Okay, let me. This is back when I used to make videos on the green chair. You know, hey, God, I don't know. I still have no idea why everyone hates the green chair. Like, I don't know why everyone hates my green chair. Like, yeah, the green chair. Yeah, everyone just everything for Raw's Cure Kryptonite is my green chair. I mean, that was messed up, man. You guys are messed up on Twitter, like, yeah, the green chair. Yeah, I was called gutless, and the green chair. I have no idea why they hate for the green chair. It's a really comfortable chair that I got for free. I really enjoy it. I actually have 2 of the chairs. So that's one thing that I would ask Reddit is like, why? Why the hate for my green chair? I don't get it. But anyway, let's go back. Yeah, the green chair. Oh yeah, he ranked me number 1 in his top 4 haters. That was accomplishment. Okay, so Mike, Liz. Okay, who else we got? We got Clove. Oh, okay, big one, big name, Mr. Roman Sharf. Okay, Roman is a very smart businessman. If you guys watch my Magic channel, Umu, you know what I'm gonna say next. He pumped and he dumped Coach. Anthony Farrar gave all his ideas, gave all his content creation to Roman. Roman built an empire. Roman, many people don't remember, before he met Anthony and basically took all his ideas, he was very small on YouTube. A shred of what he is today. Anthony had a much bigger channel even at that time they met. He was doing not vlogs or not day in the life of. He was doing these really boring podcasts like Whiskey and Watches that would get like 5,000 views. And they clearly spent a ton of money on the production, on the background, on everything, right? So again, without Anthony, I don't think Roman gets to where he is today, which he believes he's worth $100 million plus, right? That's what he's trying to sell the company at. This was a massive business move. He took Anthony for every single thing he was worth, used them, and just like a used blank, just threw him away. When the time came to disassociate himself, he made the best video. Darby's video sucked. Jimmy's video sucked. His video basically said, Anthony's bad. Don't do business with him. Do business with me. This guy, and you know, business is business. Yeah, he stole the whole blueprint. Exactly correct. Without Anthony, Roman would have 1/10 the subscribers he currently has. He would probably have 100th or 1. He was doing watches and whiskey at the time. Let me just show you what it is, right? Because it is so different than the entertaining stuff that he does. Roman, mad respect for you. That's business, baby, right? But when he was doing this podcast, you know, was not. I mean, look at the numbers, right? Watches and whiskey, Roman stream. They were doing live stream for 1 hour. Here's Anthony came along. This is when Anthony came on. We got to see something pre-Anthony.
Where?
So it must have been lives. Yeah, this is pretty much what they were doing. 22K, 20K, 13K. And then Anthony came along. 53K, 69K. They quadrupled or doubled instantaneously. And look at his videos today. You know, mad respect to Roman. Look at his videos today. No, they're doing pretty. I mean, the watch market is down. But this style of video, which Anthony kind of made, the, you know, I jump WJD, they're going to the places, they're doing the, I mean, they crushed it, man. They crushed it. They took his ideas like this. 1 million views, right? This is the type of video that Anthony made popular in the watch community. And no matter what you guys can say, no matter how many people make fun of the Tug Captain, he's responsible for these videos. These 1 million plus videos. Roman looked, hey, Gino Carlo, Leon, hey, nice to see some names. I know we're going late and I'm really tired. We'll probably do a Q&A a little later. I've been going for about 90 minutes now. But yeah, thanks for the comment. But yeah, Roman used the guy as a salesperson. He sat him down in his brand office, right? I mean, he sat him down and said, hey, tell me all your ideas. And Anthony, being the idiot, told him all his ideas, and then he implemented it. And this channel is exactly like this channel. So it's not even an isolated incident. This channel right here,
So that's
they had 0 subscribers. 0. And then they made an appearance on Anthony's video, and Anthony convinced them to make videos. Right? Like, I think a lot of the watch, and you might say, okay, how can you prove this? Well, Grand Caliber, same format. Grand Caliber. Rebel Lux LA, same format. Alpha Crown, Wolves of Watch Street. They all have the same formatting. None of them are creative. They had this formatting for 2 to 3 years now, and none of them have actually created anything new. Anthony was a marketing genius. He was a trendsetter. And without him, there would be no this. There would be no Roman. There would be none of, there wouldn't be this. He was ahead. And this is why I think so many people are addicted to watching his videos, and even on my channel. it was a massive collapse. It's like, sometimes, it's like the Falcons versus the Patriots. I still watch that video. I'm not like I'm a fan of Tom Brady, but I don't like the Patriots anymore due to how they treated them. But that's neither here nor there. But my point is, I still watch that video on NFL Films every like few days, not every few, like every week or so. It's what people want. They want to see the fall. It's like a collapse where you had everything. Roman was your best friend, and he looked up to you. You were his go-to guy for ideas. And these people are still kicking it, still killing it. And then you are here. That's the mother effing crazy part about all. I mean, that's the crazy part that like I can't really like get. Like I can't get like Roman looked up to Anthony, invited him to see his operations, was willing to teach him. I don't think Roman did that out of spite or because he wanted to screw Anthony. I think Roman wanted to help Anthony, and together he thought him and Anthony could go really far on YouTube. And this is the crazy, crazy part about Roman Sharf is we talk about who benefited the most, right? Financially, it was Liz and Darby. They're a 10. But who benefited the most? Who benefited the most of any gray watch market? Was it Liz and Darby? No, their channel sucks. Was it Grand Caliber? They can barely do more videos than me. Grand Caliber barely does videos like me. Okay, guys, I'm not Bobby Lee fat. Okay, come on, guys. Come on, guys. Joaquin Phoenix. I like that. Mark Wahlberg. I like those. Megan. Oh, I love Megan Fox. So I don't know. Megan Fox definitely not Liz. But the dude who benefited most. Let's talk. Let's just not talk about like Lamborghinis and for. Let's talk about the guy who benefited the most from Anthony existing, and his downfall is this guy right here. It's Roman. It's Roman. Like again, Roman doesn't need Anthony's, to rent him or pay his apartment, like Liz and Darby do. But Roman absolutely needed Anthony. He was going to nowhere. Hey, Lux Report. Hey, nice to see Lux Report here. What a day, I know, yeah. Roman. I'd like to see Lux Report. Give him a follow. I'm pretty sure that's the right Lux Report. Roman. So who benefit financially the most? Liz and Darby. I put them at a 10. Who benefited on social media? Who benefited his business? Who's going to take all Anthony's clients? It ain't going to be Liz and Darby, I tell you that much. Right? It's not going to be no Grand Caliber with their like 10 views, right? Like, ain't no Grand Caliber. Let's see how many views Grand Caliber has. Oh, there's Vic. Good guy. I like Vic. I think Vic is very online. I don't know who this guy is. It's like, but like, it ain't no Grand Caliber, my homies, right? Yeah. So I think that is the right Lux Report. I just checked Anthony's channel and he subscribed to you, Lux. Hey, is that right? Okay, let's see. I don't want to offend the watch channels. I don't actually. Oh, here, Ocean. That's me. Who else is live? So Ocean O'Malley, he's live. Let's see. Hey, that's me, guys. He subscribed to me. Oh man. Hey, okay. So yeah, give Lux Report. He does some good job. He does a good job. Oh, Grand Caliber. He subscribed. Oh, Darby McVeigh's got a YouTube channel, but I see that he's not subscribed to Rebelux. Okay. I actually have. Oh, JJ's Watch Hangout. Okay, I know JJ Watch Hangout. Watch Nicholas. No, it doesn't look like he's subscribed to Watch Nicholas. No, it doesn't look like he's subscribed to Watch Nicholas. But there, like this dude, when the dust settles, one of the questions we have to ask is who benefited from Anthony and him stealing consignment pieces. I would say it had nothing to do with Roman, but I would say that he did build a business with some of the ideas that Anthony had. And he was able to separate himself. That Anthony video was by far the most critical of his video. A lot of people came up with videos. Darby came up with one, and Jimmy came up with one. No video from Marco. So sad I didn't make the list. Okay, so Dark Secrets, Anthony Insider. Oh, Z. Talk about the homie Z. I know a lot of you, because I'm Asian, think I know like all this about Z, and I kind of do. I'm not gonna lie, it's like racist, but like it is what it is. I guess Asian, like Chinese people want to talk to me because I'm they're not going to talk to like other YouTubers about it. Um, my last understanding of what happened to Z was heavily involved in the, one of the last hurrahs, if you will, was to somehow corner the China market on watches. So the idea was the U.S. market is not doing so good anymore. Watch prices are down, but maybe the people in China have a lot of money, and we can sell watches to them and make a profit. That was the last idea they really had. And Z was, if you guys remember, Z was made the business manager, and most of the managing was in watches in Hong Kong and China. In hindsight, it looks like they're just kind of sending the watches away. Remember something very, very, very obvious, right? If you buy a stolen watch and they prove that it is stolen, you have to give the watch back. So in America, even though these lawsuits are alleging watch dealers in New York and California, because they were owed a lot of debt, so they were taking on risk. Understand that if you went to a pawn store and you sold a stolen good, or you went to a jewelry store and you stole a stolen good, and they didn't do due diligence, they didn't look for police reports or do any of that stuff, they are on the hook for the whole thing. So there are very few watch dealers and watch stores, in my belief, that would do business over a stolen watch or a item that they have questions about. In Hong Kong and China, it's different because those watches are not coming back. So we have a problem. The problem Z could solve. Okay? The problem is we have all these watches and things are kind of hitting the fan. There are rumors starting. Remember, Anthony's really trying to stop these rumors, and we can't move them. Because like I said, if you sell a stolen watch, the New York, that's why the guy in the lawsuit, Levin, the guy from Israel who gave Anthony $350,000 in watches, he's also suing those the watch store in New York and the watch store, I believe, in California. Because if you have a stolen item, that item can be taken from you, and the loss is on you, the pawn store, the jewelry store, the gray market watch deal. So let's talk about Grand Caliber. Let's assume Anthony sells a bunch of watches for really cheap to Grand Caliber. Grand Caliber knows, or should have known, that these watches were likely to be stolen. They're going to be on a hook for every single dollar. Not Anthony. Well, Anthony will go to jail, but not Anthony, but Grand Caliber. So the guy can sue the watch will come back to him. This is the faster way to get your watch back, by the way. If you notice that a watch is being sold, just like the 11 guy from Israel, the locksmith, with the pregnant woman who unfortunately, I mean, the sad part, man, the sad part about this is the pregnant woman who miscarried. Now, I'm not saying that's Anthony's fault. I'm not saying that like she would not have miscarriage without. I'm not saying any of this shit because who knows. But you're an immigrant. You put your life savings in watches. You move to Los Angeles. You meet Anthony. According to him, he did his due diligence. He met 21 other watch dealers. Anthony gave him the lowest consignment rate, of course. Your wife finds, god damn, my dudes. God damn, like, probably your wife probably isn't like happy that you invested in watches to begin with. She's pregnant. You guys have recently moved to the US. That's very stressful. She's already under a lot of stress. And then you find out your whole life savings has been taken, that your husband's gone to all these watch dealers and he just selected Anthony. And you find out that your watches, and you're watching with this guy. You're watching with this guy on this guy's web. You're trying to figure out what price you should sell your watch for, and you find out your watch with your exact serial number is being sold in New York City. And you call them, and you realize that is your watch. And you realize Anthony gave them your watch to pay off a debt that, again, I think the Richard Mille was a $250,000 piece, and it was used to pay off a $100,000 debt. Can you imagine your wife? You're just one night, you're just trying to figure out the price of the watch, Anthony doing a good job, and you see your mother effing watch on somebody else's website. You call them the next day, and you realize Anthony's used your watch to make a payment, a repayment. And then he did it again. So there were 2 watches for that 11 individual. One of them was in, I think, in California. One of them was a $100,000 Rolex, and the other one was a $250,000 Richard Mille. Both watches were used. Motherfucker, these watches didn't even come on his own website. That's the crazy part. These watches weren't even listed on Anthony's own website. They were listed on other people's website who Anthony owed money to. Like, can you... Man. Can you imagine what your pregnant wife is feeling at this moment in time? And the stress level that she must be... She's already stressed out. They're moving from Israel to Los Angeles. Right? They don't know how their locksmith business is going to go. They don't know any of this. I mean, it's... That's the saddest moment, man. That's the saddest moment in this whole thing. And people, when they talked about it and they read it, people didn't think it was real. People didn't think it was real, right? There are people who didn't, because it sounds so crazy. Anthony Farrar stole $350K in watches from a young couple. The wife is pregnant, and the savings was in 2 watches. One of the victims I think this is IC Pie or EA. This is sick, man. This is sick. I bet you he went to their home, just like he went to Bob's home, met the family, met the kids, said all these cool things to them. I bet you he met the wife. I bet you Anthony met the wife, based on how careful this guy was. And I bet you he met the guy multiple times, because this guy went to 21 other dealers, according to his lawsuit. And then your wife had to... I mean, this is something that will haunt their family for the rest of it. Like Anthony will say, I didn't hurt anyone. I didn't hurt anyone. No one got hurt. No one got hurt. And he wants to make it seem like he's only targeting... Like, this is... I mean... What can you say? Like, what can you say about a human being who's willing to do that to another human being? And I'm sure the guy told him all his life story and their hopes and dreams, and that miscarriage thing. I think that's gonna be I think that's the worst case scenario. But yeah, Z, they had my understanding from Z, to not get off topic, but that was messed up as hell, man. That was messed up as hell, right? Again, is Anthony's directly responsible? No. I mean, no one can prove it, but like, you just think about yourself in that position. Just think about if that was you, and that was your wife, and that was your, potential baby. And this guy is still, on, until recently, still not in jail. It's this stuff that I do think about. It's this stuff that makes me, like, get up and make more Anthony videos. It's people say, how can I make so many Anthony videos? Well, like, I want to warn people, because even if there is a small chance I can save somebody from doing business with Anthony, I will do it. Even defamation be damned, right? I'm not afraid of that. I'm a lawyer. I told him straight up, I'm not afraid of that. If you want to send it, send it. Until then, just shut up, right? I can't imagine that. I cannot imagine. Like I said about Marco and Jimmy, I don't think they're bad people. I think they're good people. But the Bible says all that it takes for evil to win is for good people to do nothing. I think a lot of people could have stopped this. They chose not to, for their own financial benefit and our social media benefit. Liz and Darby could have stopped it. Jimmy could have stopped it. Marco could have stopped it. An investor could have made public and stopped it. You know, there are so many people in this who knew so much and they did so little. And here you got a dude in a Pokemon t-shirt, right? With a bunch of magic cards making non-stop videos. Because if I can prevent if I can prevent one person from doing business with Anthony, and again, defamation aside, right? I mean, this is exactly why he would probably sue me on. Then I did a good job. Because this type of business, when you lose a watch like that, you feel like you were taken advantage of. You feel like you were bent over and blanked. And it's not only that, it's just that, like, you know, like, guys, this is not a small amount of money he stole. He stole $3 million from like 44 people. Like I don't care how rich you are, that's money is money, right? It's the same about like $1 million is a mother effing $1 million, guys. Like the idea that all these rich people got stolen money, it doesn't make sense. Money is hard. Money is hard right now. So anyway, they didn't stop it because Anthony built a web of entangling everyone in his system by payments, knowledge, and yeah, every mother effort from the waitress to the waiter, Nick and Sam, they got like gifts. Everyone got a gift. My dude, like all you need to know about this human being is that he couldn't wait 20 minutes in line to get sushi, so he paid $100 to the waiter, who should be fired in my opinion, and that guy's on camera, so I hope he's not working there anymore, and he let them cut in line in front of like 5 people. That's all you need to know about how important Anthony thinks he is and what Anthony does with other people's money. He uses it to abuse other. I mean, no. Did Lusk get a gift? No, I've never received anything from Anthony except for threats to be sued. That's the only thing I've ever received from the dude is comments about being sued, messages about we need to talk, and text messages threatening that he would blank himself if I did not stop making videos. That is definitely the only thing I got. You know, I mean, I think about that a lot. People don't get it. Like they don't get it. Like on my other channel, there's another guy who I think is a little shady. On this channel, we talk about sports card investors sometimes. Again, he mentioned me in a cease and desist letter to Sports Card Radio. I think as a lawyer that you have to fight this because you are in a position where you can speak up and say something and not worry about defamation. Cornelius Breen, you know, I'm happy to see him back, right? Anthony and threatened to sue you know, or some goons, you know, you gotta check the Reddit. They silenced him. Cornelius was not making any videos for a while, so I made a video saying, "Hey, Cornelius, don't worry. If Anthony's gonna come after anyone, he'll come after me. I make 2 videos about him a day. Just keep doing your parody. Keep doing like you know, you can check the video." And then I'm glad. And again, not that it's my responsibility. I mean, Cornelius does what Cornelius wants, but I put it out there, and now he's back. Again, you know, coincidence? I don't know, because he had stopped making videos for a long time. I say don't be afraid of don't be afraid of these bullies on who threaten defamation. Don't be afraid of them. Because if you believe if you believe this is coming down, maybe it takes time, maybe people think that you're wrong, maybe people think you're a hater. But if you truly believe he's done bad to other people, why would I go back to the Bible? You know, all it takes for evil to win is good men to do nothing. There were so many people here. Yeah, Anthony is subscribed to me. So yes, okay. You guys got me. Anthony subscribed to me. So he is a subscriber. Okay, you guys got me. He got a sub. That's all I got. Oh, maybe Streetwise means like a sub. No, I never got a watch from Anthony. I never got a penny from Anthony, right? Maybe he watched some videos and he doesn't use ad blocker, so I made 5 cents off his channel. You know what? I mean, like so many people, we go down the list of these people. Like, you know, George, right? Roman, Sharf, right? I think Roman knew something was up and he didn't speak out openly until it was too late. By the time they all spoke out, it was too late. It was all too late, man. Yeah, yeah, this is hilarious. Yeah, give Cornelius Breen a shout out. He makes some hilarious shit. And I didn't realize he stopped making the stuff, right? Because he actually had, I guess somebody approached him from Anthony's team to tell him, oh, we're going to threaten you, and probably defamation. They threatened mother effing defamation a lot, right? Yeah, Streetwise, not a subscriber. Yeah, Cornelius is hilarious. So I made a video because he was concerned. I read in the Reddit post, somebody told me about it. It was a comment. It wasn't even like the main thread. It was like a comment in the thread, so I wouldn't have seen it. And somebody texted me. I think multiple people actually texted me and said, "Hey, you got to make a video about this. Cornelius is afraid of whatever, blah blah blah." And said, "You know what? I'll do it, right?" And the video was targeted to Cornelius. I actually mentioned them in the video. I forget when it was. There's like a million videos. Like it would be right now. I'm in a lawsuit, a civil lawsuit against two doctors are suing me, and the lawyer on the side is kind of a douchebag. But I'm not afraid. I think what they did was wrong, and I'm not afraid to stand up for myself. I'm not afraid to go to battle. I'm not afraid because people say, "How do you have so much time?" And I tell you, you must be broke and homeless and so on. Like people don't understand. The boxes behind me are probably $200,000 of boxes. There's Pokemon on top. People have no idea. The Inuyasha stuff here, one-on-ones, right? I paid $30,000 for them. Like the people who have time for this are the Marcos, the Darbys, the Liz, are the people in the know, or they're people like me who have figured it out. Like if you don't speak up, no, I didn't get tugged, guys. If you don't speak up when you see something, like look at this. I mean, if you don't speak up when you see something that's wrong, understand the reason that they're making YouTube videos is because they're getting clients. Well, why does Rebel Lux make YouTube videos? Is it because they are very engaging? Is it because they love their audience? Is it because they're good people? Or is it because they want clients? Right? Why does Grand Caliber have 2 videographers and make as many videos as they make? They want clients, right? They want clients, they want clients, they want clients. You get it, right? You guys understand the reason that Anthony makes videos and can't stop making them is because some percentage, even if it's a very low percent, of the people who watch the video will do business with Anthony. That's what happened to Bob and Wesley. They watched his TikTok. They didn't watch YouTube because I wasn't making TikTok videos, right? And they gave $1 million. Supposedly they lost a lot of money to, and a lot of people on TikTok weren't watching my videos, and they fell for it. But I bet you there were plenty of people. There were probably more people, right? Because he's known for YouTube, that were watching videos, did a little research, came across one of my thousands of videos, and decided, you know what, I don't want to do business with him. People will never understand. This is why I did it. This is why I did it. Like people don't get it. Like I didn't do it for the money. Like the AdSense is like ridiculously low, and I donate all the AdSense away to this month. I finally got paid. I get paid on the 20th, but it takes a while. As soon as I get the money in, I send the money straight to an animal shelter. Right? No kill only. People don't get it. Like it's crime piece. Like ain't nobody making money from this. So then why do you do it? Is it related to your marketing business? Is it related to lawyer? No, it's not. It's related to the fact that I have knowledge that I can prevent disaster, and I should scream and yell and warn people. And if they don't believe me, they don't believe me. But some percentage of the people, I bet you right now, guys, some percentage of you guys wanted to do business with Anthony at some point in time. I guarantee you that some percentage of the viewers right now wanted to, or at least looked at, doing business with Anthony in some capacity. I too thought Anthony was good in the beginning. You can watch my earliest videos. I thought Anthony was a marketing genius. Then I realized it was all just a fugazi. It was all just not me. It doesn't. I was making videos when I would get like 100 views a video, my dudes. Like you guys don't get this. I was making videos 2 years ago when you get like a 200 view, I'm trying to scroll down, but there's so many videos. Like people don't. I'm not doing this because people. How can I say this? If I can prevent one dude like the guy from Israel from doing business with Anthony, I would consider it a success out of my 1,000 videos. If that's all it did was to save one dude and his wife so they can live a good life, they can sign with a legitimate company, they do business with a legitimate company, they get paid out or get at least their watch back, right, if nothing happens, then I would say, you know what? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And that's it. That's it. I'm trying to scroll down my videos, but there's got to be videos with like less than 100 views. Okay, look at this. Yeah, this one had 420 views, and that was like 4 months ago. Like people are always. This one had 334 views. That was 11 hours ago. Like if I was doing it for the views, you'd think I would cover like Logan Paul or something, right? I mean, clearly that was much more successful. But I came back to this guy because every single time. Look, this is a year ago, guys. A year ago in YouTube land means like 2 years ago. Every single time this guy did stranger and stranger things, right? This is the Watts Nicholas saga. No, let me actually do the blackout. Let me show you. God, these videos are there's so many of them. Really, the blackout didn't say anything? Is that not the right keyword? It's so toxic. Fake Rolex. I'm trying to find old video. Okay, you know what? Can I sort by age or no? No, I can't sort by age. What would be a good keyword? I don't know. I don't know, man. But like, that's where I am. You read these stories, you think about what's happening, you think about like the Vic and the Alfred, and you think about like how he treats his employees, and I'm just like, you know what? Like, this is not right. This is not right. This is something that has to be exposed. And I would actually, not to toot my own horn, right? I would say, the reason that Bob's and Wesley's, the 44 people who got scammed, they all came from TikTok. I would actually say that I was successful in what I tried to achieve to do. And the people who were prevented from getting, no one of the 44 consignees, to my knowledge, if you read the two of them are suing, and then Bob and Wesley have shared their stories, they found him via TikTok. No one found Anthony on YouTube and thought it was a good idea to do business with him. They all cited TikTok and other social media like Facebook and Instagram. They cited two sources in general, TikTok and Instagram, as to why they felt like he had a big social media presence and why they did business. No one cited YouTube. Because when you do incognito to show you, just to be fair. Again, I work in marketing, so it's only fair that I do some more. When you type in Anthony's name, and that's what they're going to do. Oh, that's me, Lust. This is Anthony. Oh, that's Lust again. There's Cornelius. Cornelius. Okay. There's JJ. There's what happened. Oh, there's Lust again. I'm Roman. No deal. So this is Roman, right? Do you guys realize Roman said this? No dealer would touch him with a 10-foot pole. Darby and Liz still talking about how much they love the dude, the homie, right? Look, this is Roman. Roman said this. Roman said this about Anthony. Right? Unless, it's a 10-inch pole, right? Which would be a little different scenario, right? In the bathroom scenario, it would be, a little different. I tried to avoid. Here's Ocean O'Malley, right? Here's Crime Piece. Oh, this is our good friend Icy Pie. I believe it's Icy Pie. But like, I don't. Cornelius. Oh man, that's crazy. Tugs. Oh, here's me again with the clown emojis 3 weeks ago. JJ Hangout. Me again. Lost. Oh, that's me again. So, like, I thought I did a pretty damn good job, all things considered. Because if you look at the lawsuits and you ask the people, Bob, they didn't actually, might get a job one. Yeah, thanks for. I think I did a really good job, honestly, and I'm proud that I finally got the recognition. And I will honestly say that, like, the saga is not over. But after I'm done with Anthony, I'm gonna go after somebody else who I think is scamming people. I'm going to do the research, I'm going to do it and I'm going to keep doing it. 2 videos a day until that person is in jail. Because I felt like I'm in a position, I own my own business, I have, things, I'm financially stable. A lot of you guys don't think I am show proof of donations. Yeah, no problem. We'll throw in the community page. A lot of you guys don't even think I have a girlfriend. I'm much happier now than I've ever been before in life. And I Actually, we'll just have her say hi. Liliana? Liliana? I don't know. Maybe she's sleeping, which would make it look bad. Okay, what about this? Let's donate $5 and I'll see if I can wake her. It's like midnight here. Okay, give me 1 second. She is downstairs. What are you doing downstairs? Taking a nap. Midnight. Okay, you don't have to be on camera. You just say hello, and I will just ask you some questions. Okay, just stay there. Stay. No, don't come in the camera because they're gonna troll you. Okay, so okay. Do you want to say hello?
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Okay, so the funny thing is, so you don't have to. You can stare at this because of the microphone. The funny thing is that like no one on YouTube thinks I have a girlfriend.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. But you know, I've been I think I've been the happiest I've ever been. Right? Like it's been fun. We go to the park. We sometimes go to the gym. We collect squishmallows, right?
Yes.
And life has been very good for me. So like a lot of times, you know, the people ask if you know, people always think that I make these videos because I'm like, so like the guy who attacked, remember I told you about the guy when we were walking today?
Yes.
And now he's in you know, he's the FBI, IRS. He always said the people who talk negatively about him are virgins in their parents' basement. So you live in this home, right? That you know I don't have a mortgage on, and you know there's no basement here, right?
Yeah.
And then you know the other part also not true. Yes. Okay. So I think we're good. Okay. So we good. We didn't even get a donation though, so that was very sad. Okay. Okay. You can go back to sleep now. Okay. So back to my point. Oh, that's my Shiba Inu. Bring her up. Let me grab her. I'm gonna grab my Shiba Inu real fast. With the special formula. Okay. This is the Shiba Inu. Oh, the lights are too bright for her. Very cute. She actually peed on the floor. Yeah, we collect squishmallows. We collect squishmallows, right? He won't do a day until 10 years. I'm one of Tony's old clients. So this is Shiba Inu that you see in videos a lot. She wants a hug. Can't really see her. But anyway, I think that's pretty much it. Maybe we'll do some Q&A. It is midnight. People are going to sleep right now. I have 2 dogs and a cat. Yeah, they're very naughty dogs. Yes, she gets in trouble all the time. I have 2 dogs and a cat. Oh. I have 2 dogs and a cat. I have a Bengal, an Australian, and a Shiba Inu. Yeah, we have a lot of squishmallows. We have like over 500 squishmallows we collect together. She's probably squinting because, again, the lights are very bright and they do hurt me a lot, you know, when I make it. But we'll let her go for now. My cat is also here, so maybe if I can grab my cat. My cat is slightly harder to grab. You can watch the YouTube shorts. Show your best squishmallow. Pete Carbone. Is he a MAME Shiba? She's very small, yeah. No, she's purebred Shiba. She has the certificates and stuff. So she's very naughty and very destructive of the Squishmallows in particular. So it's kind of interesting. We collect Squishmallows, right? And then only they get destroyed. I mean, I can show you some cool tags if you want. So these are the Squishmallow tags. We do take the tags off the collections and stuff, and we found a hobby that we both enjoy. Yeah, she's always not happy. Are you friends with Anthony? No, I'm not friends with him. 2 dogs named Liz and Darby, cat named Anthony. Well, you know, I have a pretty big home. People don't realize, but I live in a pretty big home, so there's plenty of space for cards, anime figures. Larry, I don't know. We believe you, Lus. Is there an attic? Yes, there is an attic. Please reveal that you were. No, I wish I could testify, but no, I was never scammed by Anthony. So this is the Q&A part, and then I gotta head back. You know, it is very difficult to make. The world record is 460. They might be individual Squishmallows, because I think I have more than 500. Ultimate plot twist. Yeah, so would you bail him out if he called for help? No, I would not. So we'll do some Q&As. So we'll just let the questions roll in. I know we have a slight delay, but yeah, my life has been very happy. My girlfriend has moved in with me for almost 2 months. We travel, we go to the park, we walk our dogs every day. Very simple life. We ate Popeye's chicken for lunch today. Hey, here, I'll donate. Oh, we must be somewhat behind. Yeah, thank you. Let's celebrate so I can click the like button or the like. Okay, Traction, thank you for the $5 donation. Tell your girlfriend you're sorry to bother her. She takes a lot of naps, right? So like, she was downstairs napping while I was streaming. I will tell her that. And cute dog, can Z be extradited? No, no. You understand, like in my channel, actually, you know, interesting enough, Traduction, we are going to cover a lot of China issues on my channel moving forward. Moonlights, lying flat, a lot of Chinese issues, right? Because I think that is something where I also have experience in. I see a lot of, not offensive to them, but I'm just going to say I see a lot of people who don't know very much about China making these Chinese videos using AI. I feel like I can talk more about that. In fact, my girlfriend is definitely going to go back to China next year, and I might go with her depending on my work schedule, which is always unknown until it gets closer. So we might actually make videos. Not that we can make videos from China, but videos, you know, kind of like using a VPN or something. I will have to test it out. Oh, Google. Oh, maybe Pete. We'll Google that later. Car. Oh, Harry. So card corn. They tried to fake a Michael Jordan jersey as game used, and they were called out on it, and they just kind of deleted everything. So just like there are a lot of, like, you know what? Just like, that's actually a really good example. Just like well, Bud, this is a very good example. Just like there are a lot of scammers in the watch industry, there are probably as many or more scammers in the sports card or Pokemon card or Magic industry. In fact, Blake Martinez, um, and so on. So we will have plenty of videos to make. Okay, so we're not going to answer that question by Santos, but I do think that Anthony is not going to have a good time in jail. Jail is not fun for anyone, but when you're used to living a luxury lifestyle for so long, um, jail is a very different beast of a thing, right? I mean, because again, most people who go to jail, they might come off the streets, or maybe maybe like a situation where they're not wealthy. Many people commit crimes because they have to. They don't have money to buy the food or buy the what. You know, a lot of people commit crimes because they are in. You know, we could go on and on about my feelings about this, but they're in a system that doesn't allow them to become better. I think that system should change, but I can go on and on about that. I do think that that when you are used to living with Ferraris and Lamborghinis, you live in your penthouse, you eat sushi every day, that the difference between that lifestyle and the jail lifestyle will really hurt Anthony a great deal, and he won't be adjusted to it. It's one thing when you come from a broken home and you don't have even a peanut butter and jelly sandwich to eat that day. It's another thing when you live like Bernie Madoff, or you live like Sam Bankman-Fried, and now you go to jail. Remember, Sam Bankman-Fried, the reason that he is in the U.S. is because he couldn't stay one day in jail in the Bahamas. Let me make this clear that you guys understand. Sam Bankman-Fried could have stayed in the Bahamas. They would have to extradite him, and they may not have. He owns a lot of property in the Bahamas, and he can bribe a lot of people. But they put him in jail for one day, and then suddenly he was asking to be extradited to America. That's how bad jail is in other countries. That one day of jail time, he was screaming and yelling and wanted to go back to the U.S. So jail is not fun for people who are used to traveling on private planes, used to, driving Lamborghinis, Ferrari. I mean, Matt, he had 3 different cars, my dude. Ferrari, Lamborghini, and a G-Wagon, and like 6 or 7 Ducatis. I can tell you he is going to feel very different in jail if he does go to jail. He was arrested. We've already gone over this, so a lot of you guys are a little late, but just to make clear, he was arrested Tuesday by FBI agents. So that is true. He was arrested Tuesday. He is being charged for wire fraud, and he has his sentencing scheduled for his detention hearing scheduled for Thursday. So currently, I believe he is in jail, awaiting bail requirements and whatnot, right? If they don't give him bail because he travels a lot, which is cited in this document, everything, like if you guys caught the live stream late, everything you need to know is in this document, and I advise you to read it and make your own opinions on it. But I definitely would recommend that you guys, when things are too good to be true, or when people flex on you on social media and they only show their sushi dinners and their lunches and all this stuff, and when they, I mean, okay, so there's 150 of you guys here, so I'll end it in like a really kind of sappy way. Your life isn't bad. You have the internet. You can talk about anonymous. Your life isn't bad. There are people in much worse situations than you are tonight. When you look on social media and you see, Anthony's very pretty women that surround him, and all the drinking and the nice food he eats and the gyms that he goes to, and you see Darby and his watches and his new eyes and his friend's new kidney and the skateboard parks, and Darby has a photo of Tony Hawk. Understand, those people are not better off than you. Those are people who are massively in debt. Those people have no skills, and the lack of skill set makes them massively in debt. They have no way to get out of debt. So when you envy somebody on social media, understand that they're not what they're presenting to be. It's very easy for somebody like Anthony to deceive people that he's a successful business and entrepreneur, to the point that he's going to open a university. A guy who never went to college is going to open a university, right? And you're going to pay $35,000 to $50,000 to learn from this guy. It is very easy in our society today for people to pretend that they're successful, pretend they have a business, pretend, their lives are not better than yours. Enjoy your life, enjoy your family. You guys have friends. You guys have family members who love you. I have a girlfriend that we love each other very much. Having, like I said, people always think I'm angry all the time on the channel. I'm not. I'm probably the happiest I've ever been. We go on nice dates. We go on nice walk. We have the time of our lives looking for squishmallows and so on. And again, the one thing that I will say to you guys is, don't compare your life to the people online, because you're not $5 million in debt. You have a skill set that you can get a job. You're not a felon. Well, hopefully most of you are not felons. But if you are a felon, you're not $5 million in debt. I hope. You're not running a Ponzi scheme. The FBI, the IRS, the violent crime division is not after you, right? You don't have to worry about going to jail. Life is not perfect. Life is tough. Like, supposed to, it's tough, man. It's tough for me too. Like, I'm being sued. I've been sued for 3 to 4 years now, and they want me to like turn over my phones and laptop. I don't. It is what it is, right? Don't take somebody's Instagram post or YouTube video to actually mean that they're doing better than you, because 99% of the time they're not. And I'll speak about that myself as well, right? I try to be honest and truthful to you guys to the best I can. There's a lot of stuff that is going on in my life that are not great. The lawsuit is not fun to deal with, and I had to deal with it again Sunday, which is, yes, the weekend. I understand. Be grateful for the people who love you. Unlike Anthony, you guys have friends. You guys have family who love you. You have, hopefully, some of you have kids. Some of you have girlfriends, wives, husbands. People who deeply care about you, not in the way that Liz and Darby care about Anthony. People who care about you. And I'm blessed to have that in my life. I hope if you don't have that in yours, you reach out, you help. You get help. You find people like that who are, and when times get hard, they're your ride and dies. When times get difficult, they're the people who stand by you. When shit hits the fan, they're here to help you. Anthony's all alone. There's not one person out there, even the Indian bots, who support him. Unless they're doing sarcastically to get at me for some reason, right? On this channel. Be blessed for what you have. Because this whole Anthony saga makes me appreciate my mom and dad more, my sister, my niece, my nephew, my brother-in-law, my cousins and aunts and uncles in China. It obviously makes me appreciate my dogs. I love my dogs very much, my cat, and it makes me appreciate my girlfriend so much more. Because when things get tough in your life, the people who are still around, that's all that really matters. It's not the Lamborghinis, it's not the G-Wagons, it's not, you remove all these things, and what does Anthony have? No, I seriously ask you, what does he have? I don't think he has a single friend. No Roman Sharf. Roman Sharf said no watch dealer would touch him with a 10-foot pole. Well, Roman Sharf is a watch dealer, and so is Watch Nico, so is Marco, so is Jimmy, so is all of his friends. And Roman's right. So when you think your life can't get any worse, understand that it can. And be grateful for the people, especially around the holidays. This will probably be the last live stream we do on a while. Maybe if like we visit him in jail or something. But yeah, probably not expect a bunch of streamers who make big money from super chats. I'm pretty sure they're not paying taxes. Well, I think so let me address. I think the super chat, unless I'm wrong, it just adds to your like AdSense, and then your AdSense, they send you a 1099 at the end of the year. So you do have to pay taxes on it, because Google actually sends that 1099 to the government. And if your 1099, if your accounting doesn't match with the government, then the government comes and gets you. All right. All right. I will catch you guys later. Have a good night. It is very late. We will not be. I mean, maybe if we can get Noel, maybe we'll get Noel on board. Right. We do a live stream, but a little later. But we'll see. So I need to end this somehow, and I'm going to end it by saying, take care. Hug the ones that you love. Be very grateful to have them in your life, and appreciate